Welcome.
Hi.
It's the annual vlog.
Yay! Annual 3 is here, only several years late.
We made a thing though, Helena.
We did, and it's twice as big as last time,
Yes.
so it might be a bit late, but it is bigger.
It is.
I hope that helps.
Yeah, exactly. Does that mean we can only do it once every 2 years?
Well, no, we just need to do it smaller next year, it's fine. We have changed the format slightly. It's slightly taller than the previous ones.
Yes.
But otherwise very similar.
Yeah. It's, as Helena said, it's twice as many pages. But other than that, yeah, it's the same kind of fun mixture of, we're a bit silly at the mill, in case you hadn't realised.
Well, also, it's an annual to be like the annuals that like comics and magazines did. So once a year you get a special edition, usually hardcover.
It was.
And they would have lots of fun games and little things in it. So ours has lots of fun puzzles.
Yeah.
As well as obviously lots of stuff about us at the mill and all these beautiful things that we make.
Yeah.
6 patterns this time rather than 4 like we had last time. And a few little articles and interviews, a recipe. Yeah,
Jack did a brownie recipe, and you've got a walk on Exmoor.
Yes.
So it's a little bit of everything. So there's also I think twice as many. There's just twice as many of everything basically.
There's a lot in here.
There's a lot of you know, silly puzzles in there this time because we got sent so many good silly puzzle suggestions and then couldn't turn any of them away, and we're all a bit nerdy, so
we love puzzles. But yes, this year's theme was Exmoor, and we've got lots of beautiful photography. So we've got the back cover is showing you where you're going when you're on Exmoor.
Yeah,
and there's a couple of other ones in here, like this is a nice beautiful river valley that we get to drive past on our way in if we come from Linton. And yeah, there's just lots of really lovely things about Exmoor in here, and
the whole
lots
thing.
of nice pictures of Sonia hanging out on Exmoor.
Me hanging out on Exmoor with Laura and Sophie, who also work at the mill. We will do a whole separate vlog in a month or so that's like a fun behind the scenes of like the photo shoot and taking all the pictures and how we put it together. So I won't talk too much about that today, but all of the photos were taken like maybe sort of 6 miles down the road, just round the corner from us, just outside Simmons Bath, which is where you set your walk as well. But yeah, when you live in rural Devon, there's not all that much to do other than appreciate the landscape.
And get very wet. And need a lot of woolly things.
Yeah. So one becomes intimately acquainted with the moors when you live in Devon, and this is our little ode to it. So
yeah, and then today we're going to tell you all about the patterns in it, and a couple of the people who have done things in here have come and talked to you about them.
Yeah, most of the contributors, definitely not all of them, but most of them are mill folks. So it's been a real team effort, which is lovely.
It's a very creative environment here. Lots of people do different things. So people have done screen prints, made puzzles, recipes, lots of fun things like that. And then just written some of the articles and things. So.
Yeah, but we're also not going to tell you everything in there because then we will have spoiled it all. So we want it to be a little surprise when it turns up. If you do decide to order a copy, of course, you may not want one, in which case that's fine too. And we hope you'll enjoy hearing us waffle about them a little bit. But yeah, should we get stuck in then, Hel? Should we show folks a pattern first?
Okay. So this one is the Combe blanket and wrap. And this one is by Fabienne.
Fabienne Gassman.
And it's in Appledore. So this giant blanket.
It's absolutely vast. I mean, that's half of it.
It's huge.
It goes on forever. Is it a proper, it's probably approaching like a double bed
It's
size.
it's pretty big.
It's gorgeous.
This one's in Appledore DK, 2 strands held together, which is how you get this marling like look. So like it's only 3 colours, but obviously you get lots of different squares out of that.
Yeah.
And then the one that you've got is in the lace holding 2 together.
So the lace doubled, you end up with like a DK kind of fabric. But again, like Helena said, it allows you to just get that. It looks like a kind of woven fabric, doesn't it? That checkered effect. It's from alternating which 2 you hold together.
And like they're all done in like a gradient. So this one obviously goes from the golden knob through the spicy pippin to the payhembury. So like yellow, green to grey. And then this one is the Dufflin is the darkest colour, which is a sort of, it's an everything, but petrol-y kind of colour. Through the winter stubbard, which is like a blue and warm neutrally grey kind of colour, through to the sheep's nose, which is the like really pale light blue.
Yeah. I think this one kind of reminds me, I knitted this sample, it's going to become my clothes, I love it very much, but it kind of reminds me of like grey Exmoor foggy skies, you know, it's like a kind of dreary winter's
that's the winter version,
in a nice
and then
way.
this is a bit more the summer version.
Yeah.
So you've got like your nice stone walls and your nice fields and flowers and
lichen, ferny, lots of ferns going on. Definitely.
Makes an excellent like group picnic blanket, this one.
Yeah, without a doubt. But it's got such a gorgeous weight to it as well. It's almost like a weighted blanket that.
Yes, and obviously if you don't want to make a massive thing, there is also a small version.
Yes.
So
if you just want to make a baby blanket. But it's such a clever little technique with the kind of holding 2 together to get that shifting colour.
Yeah, and this one is called Combe, which is like a really steep valley, which just Exmoor has everywhere, because that is Exmoor basically. Lots and lots of rivers start on Exmoor and then go down really, really steep valleys. So the idea being that you're probably going to need to wrap up very warm.
Yes.
And also, if you've walked up or down one of them, you probably want to sit down and have a picnic because you'll be knackered. But yes, so that's one.
Definitely.
Hi everybody! Just thought I'd show you a little bit of the annual, exciting, and I got quite involved in the annual. I was very excited to contribute to do some things, so you'll find me in a couple of places. The first one is Meet the Machine. So I talk a bit about one of our machines, Drusilla, and why she's so lovely. I really like working with her. So you'll find out about how she works. And the other one, which, to be honest, I've been waiting years to write this article, pretty much since I arrived at the mill. I wrote this one, Follow the Leader, and it's about colour inspiration around the mill, particularly from the tubes that we set spinning on our smaller spinner. He's called Butler. There's always just lovely combinations that are really sort of spark my brain and my imagination. So every time I'm working with that spinner, I'm sort of distracted by the exciting colours in there. So I was excited to share that inspiration with everyone. I'm really pleased with how it's all turned out, and I hope you all like the rest of the annual.
So here we've got Drover, which is by our pal Faye, and
Lovely crocheted
it is
scarf, which has this little like tucking in the end bit, which you can see Sonia's turned hers into a cowl by tucking in the end. Or you can just wear it flat and have it there. But yeah, this one is crocheted long edge.
It is.
So not too many rows to do, just really long rows.
Rows that go on until the end of time. But Faye's inspiration for this was so adorable. So it's called Drover, and that is the like lace pattern in here are the little kind of sheep prints in the snow or in the mud,
when
all along the moors.
The sheep are being driven.
Yes.
So
exactly.
yes, that's the name theme for this one.
Yeah.
And we made 3 samples of this one because we made 2 very lovely ones in hand spun.
Yes.
To show that you can obviously spin your own and then make the pattern. So we've got this one is Devonia Pebblebrook, and this one is Yarnadelic Nobody Knows. And this one's done to like a lace weight, and this one's more of a 4-ply.
Yeah.
And then this colourway, that one is Harvest Shoes Pomegranate in 4-ply. But there are weights options in the pattern for all of the different weights that we do. So it doesn't matter which yarn weight you want to do.
Yeah. You could have a nice
It's got all the information.
thick cozy cowl or a nice light lace weight one. Yours is particularly gorgeous, Helena. I think the way that the Nobody Knows in handspun is kind of worked up, there's these like pools, like look at this little pool of turquoise here.
Yeah.
It's really special.
Pretty.
I mean, that's the magic of handspun, isn't it? It really looks like a, I don't know, like a seashell or something, your version. But no, it's just a really nice, and then again, because it goes lengthways, you could make it longer or shorter. It's a really nice kind of just versatile, like all of Faye's designs, just like elegant simplicity, you know?
Yeah.
Enough to keep you interested, but not so much that your head starts hurting. Welcome, Phil. First time on the vlog.
Indeed, yes.
First time meeting the nice people at home.
Yep, well, yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, very excited. Yeah, very honoured. Thank you.
Well, I'm honoured that you've actually come on.
Well, it's good. Yes,
You are.
right.
Are you the most seasoned member of staff?
Possibly. I think Daisy started before me.
Okay.
But I think other than that, probably now, yeah. I've probably
Yeah.
been here the longest.
Yeah.
5-6 years, something like that.
Is
6
it not a
years?
little? Is
Maybe
it
longer,
not?
I
It
don't
must
know.
be more than that.
Oh,
Helena's
God, I
been
don't
here
know.
6 years.
Well, Helena came back at the same time. She came just after I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were
Oh,
quite similar times,
okay.
really. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I sort of came as a temporary to start
Yeah.
with. So I was here on and off, working with John, and then I came full time and yeah, stayed.
Fair enough.
going.
Now we can't get rid of you.
I know, I'm sorry. I know you keep trying.
We wouldn't dream of trying. You're a pleasure to have around.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh dear. And you've made a thing for the
I
annual.
have,
You've
yes.
contributed.
Well, you asked for contributors.
I did.
And I thought, well, I'd like to try and do something.
Yeah.
I don't know what I can do because I'm just think, but I like logical things and I like
Yeah.
crosswords. And I know you had a crossword in a previous one. So I thought, well, why not? I'll have a go at one.
Yeah.
And having never done one before, it was good.
Yeah.
So you gave us a remit, which was Exmoor
Yeah.
and wool and sheep and stuff, obviously, which is
Obviously.
our world.
Yeah, that's what we do
How
here.
they interconnect. But having lived on Exmoor for 12 years,
Yeah.
I felt I had some resonance with the place.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it was nice to do.
Definitely.
It was good. I mean, it was difficult to know how complicated to make it. I didn't want to make it so that people just opened it and went, I can't do any of those.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make it to some degree so it was relevant.
Yeah, and you want it
And
to
that
be
was
a bit
important.
tricky as well, though, because it's
A little bit,
pants
yeah.
when you're doing a crossword and
But
then
I
you
think-
just know all the answers.
I think I
so-
probably put 1 or 2 questions in that was so local and so specialised that I think you edited a little bit, which was good. It probably needed doing,
Yeah,
to be fair.
yeah.
Cool.
But
So yeah,
no,
no, I
it was
enjoyed
grand.
it, and hopefully that everybody on the who buys the annual enjoys doing it.
Yeah, let us know if you've done yours or if you're stuck.
Yes, if you're stuck, Sonia will help you out. It's absolutely fine.
The solutions are at the back. So,
Cool. Right.
well, thanks, Phil. And
That's okay.
you know, maybe I'll manage now. You've been on once. Maybe I'll, you know,
Come back and do it again.
yeah.
Well, why not? Yeah,
you
I
can
don't mind.
talk to us about a machine, maybe
Love
at
to.
some point.
Love to.
Now we've got hats on, and this one's my pattern, and it's called the Withy Hat, and
It's like wicker work.
it is, yeah. I was sort of inspired by, I went on a walk, a very memorable walk a couple years ago, where we accidentally ended up like really in a bog, not just like a little bit in the bog, because often on Exmoor you're a little bit in a bog, but this was like really in a bog, and there were all these like giant tussocks and then all of these like reeds kind of sticking up everywhere.
Yep.
One of my friends lost their welly in the bog.
So this is a hat for wearing when you're stuck in a bog.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so it was kind of reminiscent of like the reeds that you get on the moors.
The sort of twisted stitch, sort of cabley pattern.
Yeah,
That's the idea.
yeah.
And
Exactly.
yeah, we made a few different versions. So
Yeah.
this one is
Slouchy green one.
with a little tiny brim, and that's in Harmonium
Yes.
in Yarndelic worsted.
Yeah.
And this one is Bardi-Dar worsted Yarndelic.
Yep.
And then this one is Russet Harvest Hues.
Yes, exactly.
And I think the other kit colourway we've got is the new bright
It's an
pink
exciting pink
Logan
colour.
But we haven't made a sample of that one yet.
No.
But yeah, that's so yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty quick and
That's
easy.
my hat about my very wet feet walking around, stomping around on the moors.
Yeah, very cozy, nice and warm.
A bit too warm, to be honest. It's still quite hot today.
Yeah, maybe not for the beginning of September. Maybe next month we'll need these.
Exactly. When we're at Yarndale and it's freezing.
Yeah, you'll be wearing all 3 of them.
Just in a little layer.
Hello, me again. I'm afraid you can't turn a few pages in the annual without seeing my silly face. There's some other things I did in the annual, which I was super pleased about. I've been a puzzler almost all my life, so I had the opportunity for the annual to make some of my own puzzles. So you'll find one just alongside Marie Wallen's interview. This is a Pathfinder puzzle. It's like a lovely wander across the moors, trying to find all of our different shade names from our ranges.
This was hard.
Yeah,
I had a
sorry.
struggle with. No, it was a great little brain teaser for me. But
I'm afraid, yeah, it's maybe one for those hardcore fans who know all the shade names or are willing to trawl through the website and find them all, because they're not all in the annual. Sorry,
and a lot of our shade names are quite obscure as well.
Sorry.
So.
But that'll just keep, I don't want to be too easy.
No.
So there you go, that's my first one. And the other one was this spiral puzzle. So it's just like a linear word thing, but round in a coil, because we have lovely coils of tops and yarn all over the mill. And Katie Green has done a gorgeous job of illustrating these for me. So I presented the team with just a very plain Word document, and Katie has turned them into these gorgeous mill themed puzzles. Thank you, Katie. And I hope you enjoy doing them.
This one is the Kemmick Shawl,
Yes, it is.
designed by
Anna Hooseman.
who specialises in fun intarsia.
She does. It's mostly garter stitch intarsia, and I really love her designs. The way that she's really good at balancing different colours. I feel like all of her designs just are really fun little colour experiments, aren't they?
So this one uses 9 different colours in mini skeins, and you only need 2 of those colours. You need 2 mini skeins. So it's 11 mini skeins in total.
Yeah.
And these ones are made in Knit by Numbers DK.
Yes. I'll take mine off.
And we have the sea and
The shore.
the shore. So this
We've
is
got that. The sea and the shore are the same thing, are they not?
Yeah,
the sea and the field. The sea and the field. The sea and the land.
So it was. The idea is that it's like an aerial photograph of fields. So that's the kind of vibe going on there. And that is why we've called it Kemmick, which is an old word for a flax field.
Yes.
So we thought that was quite nice. But yeah, the idea is that with Exmoor, it goes all the way to the sea.
It does.
But it's mostly full of fields.
It does go all the way to the sea. And we had 2 samples for all of them. And I do think there is a real different feel to both of the different colour combinations. It's sort of then kind of makes you think, well, what colour combinations am I going to do mine in?
Yeah, and it's interesting trying to work out, you wouldn't necessarily think, this is almost all blues, but then it's got some mustard and some brown in there. And it's they do kind of work, even though it's a cool tone, the warm neutrals. And this one, which has got mostly greens and warm neutrals has some blue in it.
It does.
So it's got a couple of different pops, and yeah, it's quite warm at this end, and there's a nice warm patch over here.
Yeah, the colours, Anna picked the colour palette, and she's done a really lovely job on both of them. But I think it'd be a wonderful, like, little scrappy project as well, wouldn't it? If you've got some odds and sods at home,
but also,
this would be a great thing to do with.
There are 115 colours in Knit by Numbers, so you
Not
only
at the
need to
moment.
find 9.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can mix and match to your heart's content. You want an entirely pink
Definitely.
one, you could do that. Or,
That's what I want.
or like more like a moody bluey purple rather, or like all the greens.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see one that was like a couple different gradients of Knit by Numbers as well. We had lots of test knitters, and one of our amazing test knitters did one in all like undyed yarn, so it was all different greys and fawns, and it was so classy and beautiful. So
Lots of different options.
Yeah.
So that one's the like snow scene.
yeah, exactly.
That's X more when you can't drive over it. Yeah.
Eggs more when you're putting your car in the hedge.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah, so thank you, Anna, for making such a beautiful thing for us. So an annual wouldn't be an annual without some contributions from our pal Katie Greenbean. She's done something in every single one of them so far. They're always like very kind of beautiful comics. And then she's also very kindly sort of illustrated schematics for us as well and things. But the main kind of incredible contribution Katie did this time was again, it's another little puzzle. It's Spot the Sheep Breed, and it's all of us mill folks turned into different sheep, kind of doing our job at the mill for the day. So
You also have to work out which millfolk is which.
you have to work it out. And which breed is which, to be honest, it's very tricky because most of them are just white. Most of them are white and fluffy. So, but there are answers at the back if you care to delve that far. But it's just a really lovely comic. And then there's extra bonus points because both of our cats are on here as well. Mine and Helen's little kitties.
Joe and Babs.
Yeah, they're in there. So if you read all of the pages of the annual, then it's possible to figure out whose cat is whose, I think, because we both talk about our cats in our little Meet the Millfolk section, don't we, Hels?
Yes.
So, yeah. Got to have a bit of cat content in the annual as well. And then, of course, we've been doing lots of collabs with Katie this year because we've got these amazing. We love the kind of sheep as millfolk concept so much that we've also got these beautiful stickers up on the website. And for Christmas, we're going to be doing some little enamel badges of 2 of them as well. So,
And they have names too.
they do. They're called Edna and Zadie. We were supposed to name all the sheep and then just never got round to it.
The 2 that have names,
Yes,
they're going to be badges as well.
they are.
So you
They
get
are.
all the sheepy goodness.
Yeah. And I think we've decided that we love all of these kind of sheepy goodies so much that we're just going to keep them around as well. So sometimes things come along and they're too nice to just be limited editions. So that's definitely what's happened with the stickers. Yeah. So thank you so much to Katie, as always, for contributing to our annual. And if you like watching YouTube videos, then definitely check hers out. it's mitten time.
So this pattern is the Hayward Mitts by Marina Skewer.
Yes.
And they are very, very cute, and they were inspired by like smocking. So it's like like a smocked shirt that the farmers of old would wear.
Yeah, they look classy, those farmers of old.
I mean, they would if they had some fancy mittens to match.
That's true. That is true.
Yes, so nice little tiny colourwork mitts with a cute little button to do them up.
Yeah, Marina's put lots of really nice little details into them, hasn't she? Because there's also this herringbone texture on the wrist.
Yeah, lots of little interesting techniques, and there's like moss stitch around the edges, as well as like obviously this nice 1x1 grid of colourwork here, and then some stripes, and then the smocking pattern. So
Yeah.
quite quick, but also quite interesting.
Yeah, enough to keep your brain ticking over even on the second pair, right there, or the second mitt.
Yes,
I
when you have to
reckon.
do it the other way round and
Yeah.
get confused. Yeah, that's always fun with mittens. You're like, oh, I've made two the same. Not
Just
like
wear them
socks,
back to
doesn't
front.
work. Yeah, these ones are in Yarnadelic Sport, so Ordinary Joe and Lafleur's. And you've got Devonia DK,
In Fur Bellows
which is the green.
and Sandbar.
Yeah, which is sort of the nice neutrally browny colour.
Yeah,
But yeah,
they're
so a couple
lovely.
of nice ones.
They're nice and cozy as well,
yeah.
actually.
We called them Hayward because it's the name of the job you had if you had to ward all the animals away from the
gosh,
hay.
Yeah.
So if you were like, it's keeper of hedges, because then you can make sure that all the animals stay on the correct side of the hedge and the hay stays on the other side.
Very important job.
But we thought if you're out there having to look after hedges and make sure the cows haven't escaped, you probably need a good pair of mitts.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, presumably the hay is eventually for the animals, but
Yeah, just not when they want it, probably.
not on their terms.
Yeah, it's got to last all winter, not just eat all of it in October.
Exactly. Exactly. So this is the last, but by no means least, because I think it's probably, it's the biggest labour of love, I would say. The version you've got on is just absolutely stunning, isn't it?
Yes. So this one is the Barton Hap by Rosina Northcote.
Yeah, another crochet pattern. So we got 2 crochet patterns this time, which is grand.
And yeah, it's 2 versions. So this one that I've got, which I'll take off and show you the full size in a minute, is the full square hap, and then this one is just the half, the triangle.
Yes.
So you can do 2 different versions of it, and it's just got like a nice linen stitch bit in the middle, and then it's got these lovely sort of old shale-esque sections around here
those
that have
ripples
got these
are very
fun little
traditional.
puffs in it. And then just a little bit more like open lacework and a little picot around the edges, and it's just beautiful. This one is in Appledore lace again. So this one is Hoary Morning, and then it's like got all the pinks through here. So it's got like Ellis Bitter, Slack McGirdle, Foxwhelp, Pig Snout, and Sweet Coppin, and then the same 5 colours repeat but in a slightly different order. So it gives it a bit of
It's got a real
interest.
kind of heather feeling, doesn't it? Like when little bits of sheep's wool get stuck in the heather on the moors. It's like that, but in reverse.
And then this one we did
mine
in
is-
Exmoor Sock.
And it's all the blues again. So we've gone back to the sea.
Yes. So the main colour is Boulder and Clouds, and then you've got Mackerel Sky, Dimity, and our new blue, Plashes.
Good old Plashes.
And then they just go back the other way. So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
And
Again,
it's-
you could pick any different colours you wanted to do your contrasts.
Definitely. And it's a really nice, generous, big kind of triangular hap. It's not like a small one. You can still definitely kind of
where
get
that one
it
is in
round
the 4-ply rather than in a lace weight, but you could obviously do it in either way. And then this one.
Yours is huge. And Rosina sent us this amazing photo of it kind of on its blocking board, and it just looked so stunning. It's a real gorgeous thing.
But it's a very beautiful pattern, and again, so easy to pick your own colour choices.
Yeah, definitely. And I think you could experiment with different yarns as well. Like if you know the apple door's not for you, you could try the lace weight in Supreme, and
that
then
would make a beautiful soft version.
Yeah, and I think it would be so nice in Harvest Hues as well. Like we've obviously used Exmoor sock, but you could use any 4-ply, or you could make an even bigger 4-ply square.
Yes, if
So
you made a
it's one of
square
those
and you did it in
ones that
4-ply,
could-
you've basically got yourself a blanket. But yeah.
But why do you not want that? It's going to be cold this winter, Helena. It might not feel like it now, but...
You never know with this weather, do you? But yeah, this one is called the Barton Hap. And Barton is a really common part of a place name around here. There's lots of places that are called something Barton or whatever. And it basically means like farmstead. So like the part of the farm where the farmhouse is. So it's like, you'd be wearing this while you're running around doing your chores, milking your cow.
As you do.
Chasing animals out that weren't supposed to come in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I believe that's the sort of thing you do on a farm.
Trying to wrangle the goat. If there's a goat, it's going to be out.
But yeah, it's just something you can throw on quickly to run outside and But yeah, so that one is the Barton Hap.